Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Aurora C# Uncut Season 2 Let's Play series. Hope you guys have been enjoying the episodes recently. We've been a bit of a corundum shortage, we've had some issues, but we're going to get right into the episode. We are back on track with the construction of more destroyers, cruisers on the way, and our expansion into AX microscopy. Furthermore, we're going to be expanding into Bernard Star when possible and expanding into the eastern side of the galaxy. I'm also pretty scared almost that we may be approaching the realization that we may find aliens somewhat soon, and we'll need to be ready for that fact. Hopefully, we'll be able to deal with it, but we shall see. But we're going to have to get a lot more vessels done, designed, readied, and prepared if we are to actually deal with the enemy that we are now facing. Which could appear at any moment or any time. So I'm going to immediately get researching back on to just weapons and fire control systems and other stuff that we'll need, just so that we can continue to do exactly what we want to do in terms of designing and building up a fleet that can do what we want it. So let's get right into it. Let's just keep incrementing along. There's not really anything specific that I want to talk about or do at the beginning here. And we just complete Orland's factory. That's for the boys that we'll need to be building. So I'm going to build a good 30 of those. And we'll have to deploy those throughout the territories, throughout the areas. We did get some corundium finally, which is really, really nice, which means we can build some more automated mines. So if we build 10, that's going to be 2,400 resources. So you got to keep that in mind. That's a lot. In terms of colonization of other places, there really isn't anything in particular. I mean, if I go over to AX microscopy, there was corundium located in AX microscopy, but the problem is that it's generally located on places that we can't really access easily. This is some corundium, but it's got a colony cost of 6.69. So yes, we could colonize it, but it would be very, very, very hard to do so. This one has 0.2. This is Galasite and corundium, and we could probably colonize this one much easier, but still it's a 5.7 colony cost, right? So it's causing issues, and we will need as much corundium as we can get our hands on, realistically speaking, so that we can continue to build up as much as we need to build up. So I'm just going to divert most into research labs for now, and eventually into stations and other things. We don't really need to produce anything else in particular right now. We're just kind of building up our main fleet. We're going to have 2 more cruisers done shortly, and then we've also got 3 destroyers on the way. If I build another 2 cruisers after that, that'll give us a total of 6 cruisers for a full two cruiser squadrons, which would work out pretty well. Something that I do want to actually do, though, is establish Wolfsguard's maintenance supply base. And so to do that, we're going to need to go to our cargo group here, and we're going to need to load up. Where is the colonial cargo group? I need you to load up. In particular, maintenance facilities. So, maintenance facility. I want you to load up those maintenance facilities. I want you to take them over to Wolf 359. I want you to unload them onto the colony, and then head back to Sol and refuel. That'll take you a year. And then once that's done, we can then begin to start shipping things around in terms of maintenance supplies, in terms of fuel, and we can keep resupplying bases back and forth relatively easily. Furthermore, we're going to need to start basically sending out refueling stations towards AX microscopy. If we can establish a colonial refueling outpost on AX microscopy, we can then begin to operate out of it with a fleet or with any number of other vessels, which could be extremely useful for the purposes that we are going for. And to do that, we're going to need to assign some freighters to start moving the necessary stuff over. We have these freighters here, and we're going to start moving a refueling station over. So let's move you to AX microscopy, and we're going to then move you on to the moon. and then you can head back to Sol and begin a refueling process. That'll take you 308 days, so gonna have to wait a little bit on that one. And yeah, right now we just need to focus on getting our mineral situation sorted. If we get the mineral situation sorted, we can pretty much be fine in most other regards. And I'll be pretty happy with everything if we are able to. We also are going to need research is going good. Yeah, we just need to continue our expansion, continue the buoy deployments once we can get the cruisers out. That'll be very, very important. The SMS Medusa and SMS Prince Heinrich have complete construction. I'm going to order 2 more of the vessels to be constructed from the Tights Marine Industry Shipyard. So that'll be the SMS Irene and then the SMS Deutschland. So the SMS Irene and Deutschland, those will be done in 2042. And that will give us a total of 6 cruisers, which is a significant capability, and we'll need a lot of destroyers to actually be able to support them. We'll have those destroyers done that same year, so that'll be 3 immediate destroyers done. The Brunswick, the Sachsen, and the Scheer, and those will all be done in 2042. Furthermore, I'm going to continually capacity upgrade. How is this called? I'm going to resume. I'm going to resume construction of shipyards. So on pause, and then redo that. And I'm going to get that sorted out. I'm furthermore going to do something else, and that is I'm going to start designing a new survey vessel. So we're going to start essentially adjusting the vessel size, adjusting various other aspects of the survey vessels, and we're going to need to build a new class of them. They've been in service for how long? They've been in service for a little under 17 years, so it's about right time that we start to how do I say this? Make new ones and replace the older vessels. So we want a vessel that is 7,500 tons with a range of 80 billion kilometers. So we need to double the range basically, with 2,500 kilometers per second. And that gives us that. And then we want to add a jump drive on it. So that gives us 3,000 tons remaining. So it's actually pretty feasible. But our jump drive efficiency is way up, isn't it? Let me have a look over at our jump drive efficiency, actually. Yeah, we'll get number 5 at least, I think. So that should be a big help, though. So that won't give us as much space, but it still gives us a decent amount of space. And even with jump drive 4, we still get 2,400. So we can definitely fit more on it. But we're going to go for number 5 first. And we're going to give, a speed of 2,500 kilometers per second. We could probably go for a little bit higher than that. Can we go for 3,000? 16, 24. Now we want to go, I'm going to go for 2,500. What about 100 billion kilometers? 15, 30. What about 120? 120. 120 is pretty reasonable. One engine, 7,500 tons, improved nuclear pulse engine. Do we want to increase that speed though? That's the question. Right, I don't know. Do I want that speed increased? Not really. I don't really think we need high speeds though. I think it would definitely be helpful if they were as fast as normal vessels. So that's 20. 40, 60. And then we'll need the rest for other stuff. So I'm going to go for 100 billion kilometers. 100 billion kilometers. We go for that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I'm actually pretty happy with that. We'll go 3,000 kilometers per second. An engine size of 53. We don't have that, do we? Oh, yeah, we do. So we can go for a 53 HS engine at a 0.85 efficiency. And we will create, I'm going to prototype that engine first. But we're going to need to get better jump drives to begin with. We also want to add the science department. Did we already have that researched? Components. Let me have a look. Class design, command and control. Yes, we did. So, the Magdeburg has served a valuable role in our navy, but at this point, we have better and greater technology to be able to create a vessel that is just going to straight up perform significantly better. And so we're going to start to phase out our Magdeburg class vessels in favor of a new set of vessels that can do the job better and more efficiently as required. And to continue with that, we're going to make a dedicated survey shipyard because right now we have a yard that is for the survey ships, so it's pretty big. And I actually want to convert that into usage for potentially escort cruisers, light cruisers, heavy like some kind of other kind of cruiser that we could make or create, right? So right now I'm gonna dedicate. I need to dedicate some laboratories. Once you are done with the power propulsion, I want you to dedicate to jump drive efficiency number 5, please. Thank you. Okay, complete usage commercial and nuclear pulse. Furthermore, we on Earth we have another defense regiment ready to be deployed, which is perfect news. And I'm going to start training up more of them. And actually, what I will do is I'm going to put this at 25. I'm going to build at least one more of these, just so that we can produce a single regiment at once. So regiment, 3 battalions, and then the regimental emplacements for defensive purposes. So where is my troop pod? The octopus, access pods. Okay, the orc is here. Go to Sol, load up the 2nd Colonial Defense Regiment, refuel from the colony, and then head that over to AX Microscopy, unload those forces onto the planet accordingly. Okay, Gatekeeper boys have completed Earth. Magdeburg completed refuel. Magdeburg, we're going to have you now stop, and I'm going to begin to order all vessels to pretty much head back. And we have all vessels at home now. And I'm going to start to begin the scrapping process at this point. So for the Magdeburg class vessels, so the Euphrates and the Hudson, unfortunately, you guys are going to have to be scrapped. Active sensor completed. Tron time completed. Research, that's good. Mineral shortage in main supply. Well, yep, because you don't have any minerals. I'm going to stop. I'm also going to tell, if we have a look at the mining situation here, right? Like, I'd rather mine from this world if we are going to mine, but still, it's not that great. So there's not really much reason to have further population on the planet. For now, that maintenance facilities do help. And we're going to have this tanker, just straight up, you need to stop. Okay, you're going to head back to Sol. Just refuel from the colony. And instead, I'm going to have the SS Ackman, first Ackman class vessel. It's going to have the primary purpose of loading, unloading. Oh, wait, did I not make it a tanker? Let me go to logistics vessel, support vessel, tanker, and supply ship. There we go. Okay. Now what you're going to do is when you head to 359, we're going to need that in seconds. So we're going to have to go over and make sure that we actually have the correct amount of seconds here. So 1 year in seconds. And this will allow us to provide basically a yearly shipment. I may want to actually do twice yearly for now. Just because of the amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do every 2 years we're going to ship resources over. So orderly. There we go, 730 days. And then 0, and then go to Sol, or go to and then once you've entered, we're going to have you transfer fuel to colony, transfer maintenance supplies to colony, head back to Sol, and then refuel. You'll cycle those orders accordingly. Good. And that shipment should be, relatively speaking, pretty easy to accomplish and do. And then we'll do the same thing for AX Microscopy Moon. The moon. We're going to have to give this a new name. I'm going to rename this population. We're going to call it the East The Western West Station. West Station. Where the Western Naval Station. I'm sure there's a German name for that. If I look over English to German, that will sound a little bit cooler than just that. Yeah. We'll do that instead. Die Weisslich Marine Station. And that will be basically the idea is that we're going to be doing is we'll have these naval stations like we did in the last series, and then they'll be supporting further population sources that will be able to colonize. So in microscopy, this world we would probably want to colonize. We don't really want to colonize this one too much, but we could. And then we want to start mining and then shipping resources there, then shipping them off. But they're going to have, squadrons located here, especially in microscopy, where it's got to probably manage protection from Bernard Star and other star systems, as well as this world, which we want to start colonizing. This looks like a good candidate for maintenance supply production, so we can start shipping maintenance supplies from this. We haven't really found any good candidates. I'm going to bring it up really quick, so I'm going to save first off. But I'm going to bring up Aurora electrons because I want to find a good candidate for fuel supplies, because going forward we're going to need a good amount of fuel, and if we rely purely on Earth's fuel or Jupiter's fuel supply, that's going to be an issue. So we're going to go to Germany, we're going to have a look at minerals, and I want to have a look at thorium in particular. So go to thorium. So we have 0.7 at 30 million, and that is that's in Bernard Star A3, in fact. Okay, so is that all? Well, I'll have to bring that up again really quick. But if that's the case, Bernard Star could essentially supply our maintenance and our fuel, but that would obviously mean that we need to probably station a significant garrison there, because the loss of Bernard Star would cause significant shortages. But it would speed up the amount that we're able to supply the western side. I would also like an eastern fuel depot and maintenance supply production, and so that we don't have to rely on salt, so we can have independent fuel and maintenance supplies being shipped out from a single colony area, and that can then support expansion into further areas on the eastern and western side of the galaxy, while Sol can remain producing what it needs to produce in better quantities. So let's go for thorium again, please. Thorium, let's have a look. So 0.8 access. WX Ursae Majoris at 0.8. Is that correct? So 0.8, okay. And then we've got 10 million on 109 Aquarii. So Ursa Majoris 22 million at 0.8. So Ursa Majoris can probably produce what we need. And then let's have a look at like 109 Aquarii. Do we have anything that can produce gallicite, uranium, and iridium? Not that I can see. Nothing there, nothing in that target. That's a very tempting world over here. You can make gallicite, iridium, and uranium. It's just that it's not the greatest in supply. But 1-2 Aquarii, definitely very vital there. The only issue is Ursae Majoris is not very central, so that may require further shipments elsewhere. Like if we look at it's 15.5 to 112 Aquarii, so shipments would take quite a bit of time. 97 Leonis. Do we have any further resources? No, we don't. Fuel. This has uranium, but that's about it. Yeah, so we don't really have anything on this side of the frontier. Does Wolf 359 have anything in terms of large amounts of production? We have gallicite, iridium, and uranium here, so we could obviously ship that over, but that's also has its own issues. Okay, we're finishing Bernard Star. So we do want to begin colonization efforts for Bernard Star, of course. Second cargo group. You're probably going to have to be salvaged. Spare APTs, shipyard fleet. Oh yeah, we need to move these cruisers over as well. Detach both of those. Bring them over to the first cruiser squadron. Yeah, we're in here, first cruisers. I'm going to have these two cruisers then detach. And I'm going to have them be part of the 2nd cruiser squadron. And that brings our naval strength up to about 48,000 tons. And I'm going to bring them into the training command to begin immediate training operations. But yeah, we're going to have to start moving stuff over. The catfish. Let me just go to Sol, go refuel, load up infrastructure, take that over to Bernard Star. Which is the colony target that we need? Bernard Star. Because we need a little bit of infrastructure to kickstart our planet off. So, to the 2nd planet. So we're going to go to 2nd planet, we're going to unload installations, and then we're going to head back to Sol and begin refueling. And that will kickstart population support on that planet as well. APT Orcas complete orders orbiting microscopy. What do you mean, Oh, yeah, you were transporting stuff over, weren't you? So head back to Sol and begin refueling. So that now means that the Vistalik Marine Station has 25,000 tons of ground forces to keep it all nice and tidy for us. VACT battalions were trained up there, which is good. Orca has been completed. And I'm going to start to build, we're going to have to look at STOs soon-ish as well. Jump drive efficiency should be coming up here soon, which will be nice. The halibut and herring. Oh, yeah, I need to pause you up. Halibut and herring. Where the hell are halibut and herring? First cargo, colonial cargo groups. That's going to take a bit of time, isn't it? Okay, you're gonna have to drop them. So where the hell are the first colonial cargo group? First colonial cargo group. They're near Uranus. Yeah, you're there. So I'm gonna have you drop on that waypoint. Waypoints. Release tracted vessels. Then you need to go refuel, and then come back. Okay, you release the cargo pods. That now increases speed, which then means it's quicker to get to your destination. Once you've done that, then you're gonna head back to the cargo pods, and you're gonna tractor. You're gonna tractor all of them up. Cargo pod, tractor, cargo pod, tractor, and then do the exact same thing. Okay. Hopefully that will solve the issue now. What the hell? Halibut and herring. Did I pick the wrong one? Where is the halibut and herring? Halibut and herring. What did I name after those again? Excess, catfish, halibut, herring. Colony group, cargo group. 2nd cargo group. 2nd transport, mineral transport. Colonial APTs. Cargo groups. Lamprey. Prince Heinrich's fine. So where the hell is first Coast Guard, halibut, herring? I feel like I'm being blinded. There, 3rd cargo group. It's the 3rd cargo group that was having the issues. I was completely wrong. Oh, that's annoying. I'm just gonna sort that out. Just because. Nah, let's not do that. That's dumb. Tankers, go over and help that. Fleets, we just go over to the 3rd cargo group. 200 kiloton, join refuel target fleet. Takes too long. We're gonna have to design new tugs, I think, because these tugs are causing issues. They are causing issues. First colonial cargo group. Need to have you head back and begin refueling. Yeah, I know the halibut's run out of fuel. Of course, I know it's run out of fuel. Power and propulsion. Let's begin research on 2 bigger engines. Okay, so that now means that we can begin to design the new vessel. So we're going to take the hull of the Magdeburg, and we're going to give it a new name. So we're going to select a new name. We're going to go for city. Well, naming these after cities, no? Cities. So Auckland, we'll call this the Auckland class vessel. Update the armor first off. We need to take out the engine. Take out the sensors. We got the jump drive. Okay, there we go. We're going to add in a new prototyped engine. So this will be the 450 EP engine. Should be anyway, if I'm correct. Yeah. So this will be the 450 EP engine. Should give us plenty of fuel capability as well. And then we'll need to add in science department, which is good. I'm going to increase deployment time to 72 months. So we had, what was that, 4 years? Now I'm going to go 72, so I'm going to go 84. So I'm going to increase, I'm basically doubling deployment time with doubling the fuel as we need to get out further and further. We're going to have to add the jump drive in. So we're going to design a new jump drive. Jump drive 15HS. And we need to design one that's 30. There we go. We're going to prototype that jump drive. Get that designed into the actual vessel. There we go. And then we just need to add in some sensors capabilities. We added that by mistake. Sensors, electromagnetic. Those are a little bit. I'm just going to add in basic navigational and basic thermal. So it does reduce the sensor capabilities, but we're doubling the range, we're doubling the fuel amounts, and I think that's just worth it. Yes, the cost is significantly... Actually, the cost is actually pretty much the same, and it goes, 33% faster, has double the range, has double the deployment time, has a science department on board. I'm pretty happy with that overall. So we just need to get the jump drive and also the military jump drive, nuclear pulse engine and military jump drive researched first off. And so that will require a lot of power propulsion research, which we're going to have to negate from this guy. Begin immediate nuclear pulse improvements, and then we're going to begin immediate jump drive research. Okay, can I complete order? Catfish completed. Ground force construction complex completed. Norman, are you gonna go help that guy out real quick? Where is it? The third cargo group. Yeah, come on, third cargo group. You should be refueling your own fleet. How is that not refueling your own fleet? That's my question. We've had multiple longer days now. Fleets, refuel from Norman. Tanker Norman, refuel from stationary tanker. Okay, there we go. Back to Earth, refuel. Okay, we're good. Complete orders, 200 kiloton. That's good. Infrastructure should have arrived here, which is nice. We also have the destroyed outpost over here, which is working well. Speaking of that, can we get research done into specifically into I want to take away 9 labs. We need to get research done into xenological equipment as well as construction equipment. So xenological equipment, we need to get that done. Cargo group complete orders. Research into the improved nuclear pulse drives completed. And completion in nuclear pulse drive done. We need to continue to scrap the older Magdeburg class vessels. And how is the Fuchs class vessel? Yes, the Fuchs class is now ready to go. So I'm gonna refit the Dommel yards, or retool the Dommel yards to use the Fuchs class vessel. So set activity that'll be done in 2042, which is good. The first three destroyers are done: the Brunswick, Strassen, and Scheer. Let's get 3 more immediately under construction. Battle fleet. 1, 2, 3. How is training going, by the way, for the cruisers? 7 cruiser squadron, 75% trained. Maintenance life is a little bit over. We're going to hold you off then, put you under normal fleet. Refuel, resupply, begin an overhaul. And then I'm going to have the battle, or this fleet, with the destroyers. We're going to have you moved over to the Imperial Hokum Flot. And I'm going to rename you to the 1st Destroyer Squadron. And I'm going to put you directly under training to begin training up the destroyers. But that's very, very good that we have those destroyers now done. So, ceramic composite armor just completed research, which is fantastic news. Let's go for laminate composite armor. That's a bit much, isn't it? Though I'm going to go for construction and production. Actually, energy weapons is going to be my next focus because I want to look it towards battleship production at some point. And I don't want to be using carronades for battleships. I want lasers in particular. Let's go for infrared lasers as well, just because I want longer range, better penetration guns overall. I'm also going to have a look at the Auckland. We can update the armor actually before we finish the design, which is nice. And that will allow us to strap on a few more fuel tanks, which help increase the fuel even more. Actually, it's not the fuel that we need to worry about. There's one actual design flaw that I completely have blanked out about. It's the fact that we need engineering. We need extra engineering spaces. Yeah, we need like 8 years worth of engineering. I don't think we can add that many engineering spaces on. What we need is a maintenance storage base. So, maintenance storage. So it takes 5 years, and I'll have to make 2.8. And then we'll have to get rid of fuel. And so our actual fuel that we're going to be adding onto this vessel is going to be significantly reduced about what I would actually want it to be, because of the amount of engineering spaces we truly need. But, you know, I don't see a way around this. I really, really don't see a way around this. Fuel storage, add that on. There we go. So yeah, we're going to get about 28 billion kilometers extra, but we have to do it for the extra maintenance life. And since they're going to be spending most of their time actually surveying, that's generally fine within my opinion anyway. Retooling for Fuse class patrol crafts has completed. I'm going to give those names. So we're going to go with Fuchs. We need German fast attack crafts. I want to give this SMS. It's like random name from theme. And we're going to give these, we're going to produce 4 of these immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those will be done relatively quickly. So we're building 4 fast patrol craft. We're building 3 more destroyers. And then we're also going to have 2 more cruisers done here soon, which will be really, really nice. 12cm and laser focal size completed. Research into the jump drive is completed, which now means that we can begin to retool our shipyard, the Magdeburg shipyard, for the Auckland. So that'll be on the 2042 or in October. And then research going good in that regard. We'll have 2 more cruisers done next increment. There we go, the Deutschland and Irene. So I'm now going to transfer the Deutschland and Irene to the Hokum Flot, and I'm going to have them be assigned to the 1st and 2nd cruiser squadron. So now we have 6 total cruisers. I'm going to keep them there for now. We'll skip out on training. Actually, you know what? We're going to have to probably detach these anyway. Irene and Deutschland. Going to put these into here for now to have them separately trained, but they will go into those cruiser squadrons when possible. It just will take some time. Magdeburg and Mohawk were scrapped. That leaves 2 more vessels that we have to scrap, and then we'll start construction of the other vessels. So Niagara and the Ostok Sea. complete research into infrared laser, which is fantastic. Let's continue to go down this area and go for 15cm lasers. I would ideally want 12-inch guns on, or 12-inch laser guns on the battleship, so that'll be 30cm. And that 30cm should afford pretty good capabilities, in my opinion, anyway. Prince Heinrich complete overhaul, so I did the Medusa. So I'm going to order both the Prince Heinrich back into training. They need to get their last bit of training sorted out. And then we finished up research lab production. Let's build another 5 research labs at 100%. How is our uranium situation doing? Not the greatest, not the greatest. We also managed to get a colony on Bernard Star A2 now. Yeah, we are getting uranium here. We do have a significant stockpile. Where the hell is our mineral transport? Mineral transport. Mineral transport, Wolf's Garden. It's loading, but I guess it can't load fast enough. No. Shipyard, load, cargo pods, bay, BT is catfish. Okay, catfish, I want you to go to all 359, go here, and actually join this fleet. I'll take you 62 days. See if you can help out. Auckland class completed retooling, which is lovely news. Oh, do we not have enough capacity to actually support our navy? Yeah, we just went over with those last destroyers, so I'm going to actually change this to 50%. I'm going to order construction of 30 more maintenance facilities. We also had those maintenance facilities over at Wolfsguard, correct? But we haven't got maintenance supplies moved over yet. We can now begin construction of the Auckland class vessels, though. So I'm going to do that. So the SMS Mohawk will once again be constructed. Oh, we scrapping vessels first. Yeah, we are scrapping vessels, so I'm going to have to wait on that. Hopefully we should be able to load those forces. 4 Fuchs class vessels just complete construction. And I'm going to start to scrap the older vessels. So scrapping the Abdominal class vessels. So we're going to scrap 4 of those, get those rid of as they are now obsolete. Seven Squadron has managed to get to its maximum. Okay, I'm going to have to continue these scrapping efforts. And then I'm going to scrap the Dommels. There we go. And yeah, Second Cruise Squadron is now done, which is perfect. They have 100% training, so I'm just going to put them back into the normal Hotgun fleet. Have them make sure they refuel, resupply, and overhaul. And then Deutschland is getting training, as well as the Destroyer Squadron. Destroyer Squadron, you're getting high deployment times. I'm going to put you then back under here, and I'm going to have you refuel, resupply, and then begin an overhaul as well. Once that overhaul's done, I'm going to deploy you for buoy deployments, which we will really need. Destroyer Squadron complete orders. Okay, we scrapped a bunch of vessels. That's good. And I got our stock sea scrap. So now we can begin construction of the first 2 Auckland class vessels. So the SMS East River and SMS Potomac River are going to be under construction. Those will be done in 2045. So that's 2 years out. Maintenance facilities complete at Earth, which provides us with enough capacity now. So no issues. And how is our current situation? Going okay? Ooh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that one. Where is mineral transport then happening? Are we actually transporting the minerals we need? Wolfsguard, you should do... Oh, I know what's the problem. So we can't... The problem is that we're actually producing too much for the mass drivers to handle. It's not that we can't transport it from Wolfsguard, it's that we're not... Okay, first off, release that, and then go into fleets, go to excess pods, excess pods, tractor, a cargo pod, okay? Once you've tracted that, I'm going to have you load installation. You're going to load up mass driver, take that over to 12359, unload it onto the colony, back to Sol, refuel, and it should be all good now if we do that. Reducer and Prince Heinrich complete overhauls, which is fantastic news. So they're now ready. Those guys need to get sorted out, and then these guys also need to get sorted out. So I'm going to give them an overhaul order. Battlefleet 002 continuing their training right now. Let's get them all trained up and ready. That's the most important thing. Yeah, we should be able to get all those resources now actually moved over if we have access to 3 mass drivers. Yes, we do. And so now we're going to have a lot more sent over to Wolfgal, which is going to be a lot more in the hands of transports, which is exactly what we need. So if we have a look now at our mineral transports, we're now getting a lot more resources packed on, and we shouldn't have any issues in this regard at all. So just keep loading those resources on, and then we can ship those back home and not have any consequences in that regard. The Deutschland is continuing to have issues. Sol, Deutschland, we need to bring you out the Hawken fleet. An immediate refuel resupply, and we need to begin repairs. There's damage on an exercise, which is annoying. Hamburg, repair the Deutschland. Okay. Further increments. 3 more Brunswick class destroyers completed. We're going to order up another 3 to be built. I want to have a total of 12, so 6 per thing. And that 12 will then be times 5, so that'll give us, you know, a little over 60 total missiles that we can destroy at once, which is really, really valuable. So we're going to get 3 more of those vessels sorted. And then I'm going to move the Brunswick class vessel, so the Baden, Lütchen, and Rhineland-Pratz, to the... we're going to put you into the first destroyer squadron, so that'll be 6 destroyers. 36,000 tons worth of vessels there. And we'll need to get them trained up, so I'm going to put them back into training to get them trained. PD doesn't really require training, but I would like them to be trained as best as they can be, realistically speaking. Begin overhaul, then refuel from colony. Battlefleet complete orders. 2042 laser focal size now completed. Let's go for 20 centimeter lasers now. Ground combat will be done with that, so we need to go for construction equipment straight afterwards. Geological equipment done. Exceed deployment times. I see. Well, you got some more training done, but yeah, you exceed deployment time. So we're gonna just kind of have you sit back for now. Begin an overhaul. Inactive research lab. Let's assign that to one of these. Hopefully, if you have a look over at logistics. Car group, Wolfsguard. We're loading a lot more up now. I've got 5,000 tons of corundium now, and a bunch of other resources they'll be able to ship over, which should then resupply us pretty damn well. I'm going to need to start sending further forces to Bernard Star, aren't I? Yeah, I probably will need to do that. So do we have another battalion we could send? Yeah, we do. So I'm going to send another regiment. So construction. We're going to need to go for the Orca. Where are you, the Orca? Release tracted. No. Yeah, release tracted ships. Go for excess pods. Or actually just go for the troop transport. Tractor that. Go over to Earth. Load up the regiment, take that over to Bernard Star, unload that onto the planet, go back to Sol, begin the refueling process. Furthermore, what I'm actually going to have the, once these guys are done overhauling, I'm going to send them, Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them first off refuel your supply. Second off, I'm gonna have you go towards Wolf 359, so standard transit. Let's just auto assign fire control, assign that to fleet, and we've also got a buoy set up here, so there we go. And then I'm gonna have you launch. You're gonna launch a buoy. So launch one. I don't want them. Will that launch all of the buoys at once? It shouldn't, no? It may do, though. And that's a concern. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. Which ones are pretty much already trained? The Brunswick and the Shear. So I'm going to have the Shear and Brunswick detach. So Brunswick detach. Shear detach. The Shear is going to go towards Proxima Centauri. So move to location, launch ready ordnance. You're going to go to Wolf 259, you're going to move to location, launch ready ordnance. Okay, so go back to Sol here, there we go. Okay, so actually now I mean they move to those locations and then launch the ordnance that's needed. Did that do that? Oh, it launches all of them at once? Are you kidding me? I should have just had one magazine on these vessels instead. Oh, that's annoying. It's fine. I guess I'll just have to I'll do that. I'll do that then. And I'll do the exact same thing over here to assign that to fleet. Give you a little bit more micromanagement, but what can you do? Shear, you're gonna have to head home, my dude. Because you don't have any buoys now, so you're pretty much useless to me. Join up with the fleet. And then yeah, head home. Shear, complete the orders. Bunjrek's on the way. Complete the orders. Launch that. Now we're going to assign that torpedo mount. And we're going to go through Wolf 359. Launch on the other side. Complete the order. So if we go to Wolf 359, we now should have a buoy there. That's good. And then which direction do I want to put one? We'll put one to 109 Aquarii. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this one, and then we're going to go over to 109 Aquarii, move to location, launch ready ordnance. Then I'm going to head back to Sol. I'm going to refuel your supply. There we go. So there we go. Destroyers doing their jobs. I think that's where we're going to leave the episode off, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Been a really successful episode in terms of logistics, organizing things, getting buoys sent out, building up our naval forces, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out. And consider becoming a member, as that is a really great way to support me. Goodbye.